The real change came during the civil rights movement of the 1960s when the last of the racial restrictions were finally removed. Prior to the civil rights movement, the federal government did not challenge the state's voting practices. In Mississippi, for example, at the end of the 1950s, 45% of the state population was African American, but only 5% were registered to vote. The state also led the nation in beatings, lynchings, and disappearances of African Americans.
Frustrated by the state's resistance, many voting rights campaigns were launched in the early 1960s. The most critical campaign took place in Selma, Alabama in 1965. On Sunday, March 7, 1965, approximately 600 marchers gathered in Selma to cross the Edmund Pettus Bridge en route to Montgomery to protest and demand equal voting rights for all. The marchers were met at the bridge by the Alabama state troopers, and the marchers refused to turn around. The marchers were tear-gassed, billy clubbed, spat on, whipped, and trampled by horses. Television and newspapers covered the terrifying event that became known as Bloody Sunday.
On Sunday, March 21st, a third attempt at the march from Selma to Montgomery, led by Dr. Martin Luther King, John Lewis, and many others, started again, with about 3,200 marchers set out for Montgomery. They walked 12 miles a day and slept in fields at night. By the time they reached the Capitol on Thursday, March 25th, they were 25,000 strong. Less than 5 months after the last of 3 marches, President Lyndon Johnson signed the Voting Rights Act in 1965, making the 15th Amendment a reality.
Many attempts have followed to make changes to the Voting Rights Act to once again challenge our God-given right to vote. Do not sleep on your rights. Voting is not a time to remain silent. You must be forever informed, engaged, and heard. Our voice matters.